y'all. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kendra and you're watching KP Camp. I'll debate if I'm going to edit this or not, but I just wanted to bust out some content real fast and tell y'all this story time. So I know as y'all read by the title, it sounds very extreme. And honestly, this is the truth. This is not no clickbait, okay? This is the truth. Okay, I can't move around too much. But this is the truth. This is not no lie. But I had to get y'all in here. So let me just tell y'all how I haven't washed my hair in 2 months. And I don't know if this is gonna give what it's supposed to give. But I need to do my hair ASAP. And I know y'all gonna be asking for a tutorial. So I may or may not do that for y'all. Cause I really be winging it. No cap. Okay, let's just jump right into the story, y'all. I'm praying that I can finish most of my hair by the time I finish this story time because yeah, we're gonna see where it go. I don't even know where my hair at in this one. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get right into it, y'all. So this was in high school and um this was like a really good time in my life. Like this was my senior year. Everything was going well. I had my plan set. I was like in every organization you can think of. I was very active. I was doing my thing. I've never had any um health issues before. The most like health issues I've had was with my skin. Like I have eczema and acne, but y'all, I've never had any health issues. So I was very much confused. Okay, so I'm gonna try to pull up a picture and maybe insert it into this. But basically, so y'all know how when you shave, right? Um, it's like a certain way you're supposed to shave to like prevent ingrown hairs and like you make sure you're exfoliate and like straight from like this. I'm talking about your armpits, y'all. You shave your armpits. Make sure you exfoliate them after you shave, and then like make sure you're not using like harsh deodorants. Okay, I think this is why I ended up where I ended at, but just know that at the time I was using Mitchum deodorant. So y'all, that's that women's, what is it called? I don't know, women's deodorant, y'all. But that stuff is like really strong, and I was using the gel. So like, I just feel like that stuff was really strong. But you know, at the time, it's like, oh, like that don't work. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I felt. So I was in my senior year of my high school career. Everything was cool. I was having me a good old time. And like I just thought that I had like a little ingrown hair. Like I just thought I had like a little ingrown hair. Wasn't think too much into it. I was a very busy girl, so I not to say I was falling short of my self care routine, but I definitely wasn't like examining my body like that. Okay. So to me, it just seemed like stuff was popping up overnight. So basically, there was like a bump that was forming, like a little bump, like a little ingrown hair. You know, ingrown hairs be looking like a little pimple or something. You know, cool. Most times you can either shave again to get rid of it. You can pluck that hair out where the ingrown hair is. You can try to like pop it like a pimple, like for real, and just do it like that. So I just thought it was something like that. But like y'all, like I said, I was busy and I really wasn't paying attention. Like I don't even think I noticed it was there for a good little minute. And then one day, y'all, it started to like pain me. So I never forget. I was in my physics class, and like mind y'all, like this class can get kind of boring or whatever, but It was in our science hall, and like the science hall has kind of like the best bathroom. So like if I ever went to the bathroom during the day, I always went to that one because it was always clean. So I went down the hall, went to the bathroom. I just had to pee or something like that. Nothing serious. And like I just noticed like when I was walking down the hall that like my underarm was hurting. Like it was just kind of like when I put pressure on it, it was like kind of like hurting. But you know, when you have your arm like all the way down like this, like your armpit is like really scrunched up. Like it's really scrunched up. So I was like, oh, like it's probably just a little bump, like nothing serious. Like I just make sure that like I try to pop it or something when I get home. Like, okay, I probably looked at it a little bit in the mirror while I was in the bathroom. But y'all know the mirrors in the bathroom in high school, middle school, whatever, they don't be real mirrors. I don't know what the heck it is. Like it's some type of piece of metal or something. It's not even a real glass mirror. Maybe they do that for a reason. Now I'm not thinking about it. But so that was the day at school. That was like my first red flag. And I didn't think nothing of it, y'all. Like for real. I was really chilling. Then this little bump started to get bigger. Like OD. Like OD, y'all. Like I don't know. I swear it grew overnight. I didn't know what was going on. And like I thought maybe it was just like I don't know what I thought it was, but I started Googling, okay? And do y'all don't do this. Don't go to WebMD and try to get your diagnosis because they will have you think you got everything under the sun. And like I thought it was a lump. Like I thought because y'all, it appeared as a pimple, but it didn't have the consistency as a pimple. Like when you touch a pimple, most times when it's ready to pop, it's like soft. Like you can kind of like squish it. That sounds so nasty. But like you can squish a pimple. Like you can move it around and all that type of stuff. This thing was hard. Okay, so I didn't think it was ingrown hair anymore. I thought it was a lump. I thought I had a lump under my arm, y'all. And when I Googled it, it was saying cancer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just pray it's not a cancerous lump. Like, now I'm about to have, like, I forgot what it's called. It's not underarm cancer. Like, they kind of group it together, like, as a type of breast cancer or whatever. And y'all, I was just, like, really stressed. Like a good week, like, I was stressed. And I was, like, telling my teacher how, like, I wasn't able to be, like, because I took drama that year. And I was trying to tell her like I couldn't be as active because like my arm, something was going on with my underarm. But like at the beginning, it was more so like I'm acting a little different just because like I'm kind of low key like in pain. So it started to grow. Like I think it was about the size of like a quarter. Like it was like this big, and it was like raised up at least like right here. So it at least was like this thick. And this was under my arm, y'all. So when it got that big, like I started to like kind of tell like adults. Like I wasn't telling my friends, child. I was trying to keep it together. Even though I thought it was so funny how like I was really going through it at that time and nobody knew. Like nobody asked like what's wrong with you? Like nobody asked that, which I think was kind of interesting. And a lot of people don't even know this happened to me. But I started telling adults, like, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what's going on. I might need to go to the hospital, something. So at this point, I told my parents, and we had made an appointment to go to patient first. Mind y'all, when I was at school, and this is why I say I think it's weird that people wasn't saying nothing, is because y'all, I couldn't even put my arm down. Like I literally started to walk around like this. Like I literally was walking around with my arm like this. And like hypothetically, like you see somebody walking and it's like, oh, like they just swinging their arm. But like y'all, I did this all the time. Like one arm regular arm swing, and this arm I'm literally holding it out. Like I was literally holding out because going like this hurts. Like it hurts bad. Like OD. like OD, and y'all, it was still hard, and this is like this huge lump. So we made the appointment to patient first, and like my mom was like trying to reassure me, or like my whole family was trying to reassure me that like, oh, like your grandmother has had a lump under her arm like that too, like it's just ingrown hair, this, that, like don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. And I'm just like, y'all don't know what this is. Like we don't know what this is. And I'm in pain, so I don't care what it is. We just need to get rid of it because it hurt. Like at that point, it wasn't even like a like I'm scared of what it is. It was just like I don't care what it is. I needed to get going. Like I needed to get going. I'm trying to live my life. This is my senior year. I got stuff to do. Like it was um debilitating. Is that the right word? Decapitating? Whatever, y'all. Luckily, I wasn't dancing extensively at that time because if I was, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Like, I wouldn't have been able to dance at that time. God, thank God, y'all. Because honestly, if it would have been like during competition season, I would have been out for the count because I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I've been sitting on the side looking. So, like I was saying, y'all, we went to patient first, and it was like I don't know. Patient first was getting very much ghetto. Like it was giving urgent care, and it's just like I don't know. I mean, I guess patient first is considered urgent care, but I guess I just put it on a higher pedestal because I don't know when we went, it was just giving very much clinic. Like these people do not care about you. If you're trying to get some real service, you're trying to get a real diagnosis. This is not the place you need to be. But it's just like it. I didn't. We didn't think it was that serious to be talking about going to the hospital because I wasn't dying, but I was in pain, but I wasn't dying. And honestly, if I didn't put any pressure on it, I actually feel fine. Other than that, so we was waiting in the waiting room, and I'm just like, I was already kind of like hesitant because, like I said, the vibes was giving clinic, only taking Medicaid. Like I don't know, y'all. It was getting weird. So we went back there, and I'm just like kind of like hoping that like I can get rid of it today. Like, I'm not looking for just a diagnosis. I'm looking for a cure. You know? That's how I felt. Like, I wanted to leave that day and they be like, okay, you don't never gotta come back. You good. Um, like it should go down. Like, we about to get rid of it today. I don't know. But I just was like, after this trip, I'm gonna be good. No, that wasn't the case, y'all. So we went in there and I was waiting in the back for maybe like 20 minutes. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, we already had to wait in the waiting room. Now I'm waiting back here. And I had never been back there. I swear I've been to Page First before, but I just never had that experience the times that I've been. So we went back there and the doctor came back and they was looking at my arm. And they was like asking me different questions. Um, we was kind of giving them our theories, this is that. And they're like, oh, like this is a cyst. Like this is a cyst. And they were like talking like, oh, like it's not cancer, this is that. Even though I don't know. Looking back, did they know? Like how would they know? How would they know? I don't know, but whatever. They were trying to like reassure me there's not cancer, nothing to worry about. It's a normal thing. Like people get these all the time. So I'm like, okay, cool. At least I know what it is. It's a cyst. So I'm like, okay, so what do we do with that? Like, can you get rid of it? Like, what's going on? What's going on? What? Why am I leaving here and nothing happening? So they told me like, oh, like don't worry, it's nothing serious. We're gonna prescribe you these antibiotics, and this was their theory. They said, come back if it gets bigger, but it should get smaller and you should be good. So if you don't know, like antibiotics literally just kill any bacteria and like stuff that's trying to attack your body. Like it literally fights that. Like it pushes it to go a lot faster, the process to go a lot faster. And like it just makes your body stronger basically to fight against whatever is attacking your body. So I was like, okay, antibiotics, no brainer. Like, okay, that makes sense. Like that shouldn't be um something I should be concerned about. Like it actually makes sense. Give me some antibiotics, speed the process up. Like if it's healing, let's speed it up. So we leave and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna look at it. Like I'm just gonna keep up with it, make sure I know if it's getting bigger or is it getting smaller. I was taking the antibiotics for like a week or so. So like I think they said a week. Like I think they said if it gets smaller in a week, you're good. If it don't get smaller in a week, you need to come back. And like them saying I had to come back was giving very much like it ain't gonna look pretty if you gotta come back. So I'm like, oh, I don't got time. And I'm just hoping like, oh, it'll go away on its own at this point. Like with the help of the antibiotics, it'll go away on its own. So a week goes by, y'all, and like I swear that thing did not change in size. Like in my head, mentally, I felt like it had got bigger, but like I really think it just stayed the same size. Like no change, no improvement, none of that. So then it's like, okay, we had bad service at patient first. So let's just go somewhere else. So that's at that point, after the weekend went by and the antibiotics just seemed like they wasn't working, we made an appointment for um the children's hospital at MCV. So, we make an appointment at the doctor's office, this is some real stuff. Like they finna really like treat you like a real patient for real for real. So we had to set the appointment kind of like a just in case, like, let's say things we start going to the fan, we got that appointment and it's gonna be ready and it's gonna be ready to go if and when things start getting out of control. So, like because they was like everything should improve in a week, of course, like in a week, the antibiotics are done. Like they only gave you a week worth of prescriptions for you to be good. So at this point, I'm just like praying I get some type of change because I knew when I went to the children's hospital, they was gonna try to cut it open, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that, but that was gonna be my last hope. Like, no change, we're gonna have to chop that thing off. And I was like, oh Lord, I don't want to do that. So I think y'all, this was maybe like I want to say it was like 3 days later or so. Let's say I gave it a week. This was like 2 days after we was like, oh, like, let's make sure we had an appointment at the children's hospital. Like, let's have all this stuff together. This, that. Like, thinking of the works. Literally 3 days later, y'all, I was sitting at church, y'all. I was sitting at church in the church service. Like, I was in the church service, listening to the pastor preach. Like, everything was cool. I think the antibiotics was slightly helping me with the pain, but like it was still kind of like when I sat down like kind of like this, like made sure I kept my arm out, and I was just holding my arm out all the time. Wow, I really was holding my arm out like for a good 2 weeks or so. So that was a thing. I was at church and I was chilling, listening to the thing, and y'all, it was like an epiphany, Stuff be, I swear, stuff be going on with our body, and we really just don't be paying attention. And that's how it was. So, like I told y'all, I had been like holding my arm out all the time, like all the time, just to make sure that it wasn't putting pressure on the lump or the cyst. Let me use the right words. It was a cyst. So I was like, make sure I didn't put the pressure on the cyst because it hurt when I did that. Why was I sitting in that pew with my arm all the way down? Why was I sitting in the pew with my arm all the way down, like just chilling. I was just chilling. And I forgot what triggered me. It was probably just the Lord trying to tell me, like, girl, I done healed you. But like something triggered me to be like, wait a minute. I know I don't got my arm down. I know I don't got my arm all the way down. What? So I I don't know, like I don't know what it was, but I was just chilling and I think that I thought that my armpit was just like sweating. Like I think I thought it was just sweating like a normal little thing. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So yeah, I think I just thought my armpit was sweating like normal because I had like on this no sleeve dress, just like the sleeveless dress with like a cardigan. So like the cardigan could have made me hot, and I was just sweating a little bit. So I wouldn't think nothing of it, but it's like epiphany. Like, girl, you didn't put your arm down in weeks, so how you putting your arm down now? So luckily, this was the end of the service, so it was kind of given like church dismissed, go about your day, do what you gotta do. So I usually go to Sunday school after church in between 8 o'clock service and 11 o'clock service. So I'm like chit chatting to people, but I'm like, I think I need to go to the bathroom and see what's going on because I started to notice that I wasn't just sweating. Okay, when I really, really realized that my arm was down, it was like I really started to feel like all the put. Let me say it right. All the pus and whatever was in that joint, like whatever was in it, was coming out, y'all. Like I mean, like all of it was just spilling out of that thing. And that was just from me putting my arm down. Cause like I told y'all, it was thick and it was hard. So I wasn't even used to it being like soft. Like I feel like it started to get soft when I started taking those antibiotics. But like it wasn't, I kept on like when it started getting soft, I forgot to tell y'all this, but when it started getting soft when I was taking the antibiotics, like I started to try to squeeze it. Like I was like, I need to get this joint out of here. Like I was giving full blown pimple popper at that point. But when you have a pimple, it's supposed to like form like a head to it, where then you could say it's ready to pop. And it never did that. It had no way of getting out other than me going to the children's doctor and them talking about cutting it and then squeezing it. So I was like, nah, it's not working. So when I was at church, like I don't know what happened. I guess the antibiotics finally kicked in, and I think me just relaxing, like like you're like really relaxed at church. I think just me relaxing put enough pressure on it for that thing to pop, or maybe just start seeping out slowly. Don't think of it like a big dramatic pop. It wasn't nothing like that. It was getting more so like spilling out on my nice church dress and my nice cardigan at church. So I go to the bathroom, y'all, and I'm just wiping. Like I'm getting paper towel. I'm trying to make sure nobody come in the bathroom and see this horrific sight. Like it was like white, and then it was like yellow, and then it had like little green pieces. Like I don't know, this was like a pimple, like a dead pimple, where it's like all types of stuff coming out, all types of gunk and stuff coming out. And I just thought this was so disgusting. Like it was all over my armpit. Cause you gotta think this is like a crease, so like it's like all over it. So then I'm trying to like take the napkin and kind of like squeeze it some more just to make sure like when I go back out here to Sunday school, it's not gonna be getting all over my cardigan again. You know? So it's so crazy because literally the next day was my appointment for the children's hospital that we had already scheduled just in case, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, like I'm telling all my family, like, oh my gosh, y'all, like the junk just burst, like it just busted open while I was at church, this, that. And I don't know why I didn't just say something after service and just be like, can we go home? Because the junk just burst out in my cardigan. But I didn't say nothing until we got home. But then it was like, oh dang, like we still gotta go to that children's hospital. I was very much vouching like, let's cancel. Let's just tell them we not coming. Let's just tell them we not coming. But it was like, no, like let's just make sure, because like I said, the experience that patient first was given, like them people don't know what they're talking about. Like it, that's just really what it gave. Like it just gave like they don't know what they talking about. So we need to hear from some real doctors. So we ended up still going, and it was like, oh, let's tell the story about how we had already had this appointment scheduled, but it literally popped. Ha 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 ha. So I'm thinking like, oh, like I'm gonna tell them this story. I'm gonna tell them I'm good, like I'm Gucci, and we don't gotta do nothing. Like this is just a waste of time. But we came up here because the insurance is already covering it, or it's, the money is already paid. So let's just go ahead and do it, y'all. Why I get up in there and they talking about, oh, well, we just gonna make sure all of the stuff out of it is gone. What? I'm like, and in my head, I'm thinking like, nah, y'all bugging because I just told y'all I got it. Like I got the stuff out of it. It's cool. Look at it. It looks fine. But it was like, no, no. So basically, they like rub some alcohol on the junk on my armpit. Try to do like the little sterilizing numbing stuff. Even though, come on, let's be real. Ain't no numbing it. I think no, actually, I think they did put like I think they did put like the little topical numbing stuff, and then they injected like some numbing stuff. Nah, they didn't inject no numbing stuff. No, I think they did. I think they did. And they did inject some type of numbing stuff inside my armpit, and I was laying down like this, and they was like lining up their little tools and stuff. I didn't look at most of this that was going down. Like, I mean, I would have had to like go like this and do all that. So I wasn't really looking, but I could feel everything. So they cut like a little bitty slit. That's why they numb my skin, because they did cut into my armpit a little bit. So they cut a little slit, and y'all, that man started going to war with my freaking armpit. No cap. Like he literally started to squeeze the freaking life out of my armpit. Oh my god. Oh my god, cut my hair. And honestly, it wasn't even the cut that hurt. It was him squeezing all it was him using all the strength that he had to freaking squeeze the stuff out of the cyst that really killed me. Like I was crying, y'all. I was crying. And my mom, I went with my mom. She was no support. Like she was very much like, "You good?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not good. That don't hurt like heck. Like it wasn't even a cut. Like y'all, I was so worried about them just cutting the little slits. That is what I was worried about. Meanwhile, I should have been worried about how they was finna go knead dough with my freaking armpit. So yeah, that was a very, very bad experience. I don't know why my mom had me drive home after that. Well, maybe no. I think we took my car, and my armpit has never had any issues. I still have like a little scar right there, and I'll be watching it because I just be praying that it don't come back. Okay, and that is just my story, y'all. At the time, I thought I had cancer. I thought I had a lump. Like, you know how girls get their diagnosis that they got a lump on their breast? That's what I thought. I thought that was me, man. I thought that was me. Meanwhile, it was probably just, I'm pretty sure it was just ingrown hair that got contaminated with who knows what. probably my deodorant mixed with sweat, mixed with dirt, mixed with fabric, mixed with all type of stuff. That's why I use ammonium free deodorant to this day. That's one of the reasons why. As well as like I don't really I shave my armpits. Let me not say I don't shave my armpits, but I definitely don't just be doing any willy nilly stuff with my armpits no more because I cannot go down that road again. That was traumatizing. Like it was bad. It was bad. A lot of people don't even know this happened, but I'm letting y'all know right now. That's what happened to me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. um, yeah, that's why I really vouch for these natural deodorants, y'all. They work, okay? They do work. I don't be stinking. Definitely drink your water. You can do other stuff to make sure like you're not stinking, child. But you don't gotta use these strong deodorants to be smelling fresh. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know. Looking back now, like I just really feel like that's so crazy that it happened to me. It's such an inconvenient time. Well, actually, it was an inconvenient year. Like the actual like my senior year. Like I think that's crazy. But it's also kind of like I said, it was good that it wasn't like during competition season when I was dancing extensively because at that point, hmm, I would have been sitting out. Like it would have been sad because I would have been missing out on life. But instead, I didn't miss that much, honestly. And like I said, not a lot of people even noticed that happened because everything was kind of cleared up in literally like 3 weeks. So maybe I was dealing with it for like a full month. But like, what is a month? Like, that's nothing. I cut my hair. I don't think I'm good. But yeah, y'all be careful. Make sure y'all getting y'all check. Make sure y'all getting yourself checked out. Definitely do exams and stuff. Check the lumps in your chest and stuff. Massage this area, stuff like that. Because this is why I was. Because like you can get lump nose. I think that's what's called right here in this area. So when I seen it in my armpit, I just thought it was over for me. But no, God got other plans, literally. But I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. I'm gonna I'm gonna see. Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this story time. I'm about to continue finishing y'all this hair child because you gotta go. You gotta go. And hopefully I'm not up all night trying to do my hair. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comment down below if anything has happened to y'all. Like if anything, comment down below if anything like this has happened to y'all, or you had some type of scare like this, or if this has never happened to you and you think that this is so crazy that this happened to me, because I'm still surprised that this happened to me. I feel like my life is like, I don't know. I've done experience. I'm not gonna say I've been through a lot of stuff, but I've definitely experienced some craziness. Okay. And that's why I'm gonna start busting out some story time for y'all because some stuff has happened in my life, y'all. But at the same time, y'all, I don't be having the greatest memory. So I'll make sure I bring some notes out the next time I do a story time. But yeah, I hope y'all like this. I'm about to go live again. This wasn't bad. I don't hate it. I went live like a wow back when I was in college. Because I literally didn't have nothing else to record on. So I had to make do what it do with the live stream, y'all. And I really just made this live because um I don't have no content ready, and this is a raw and uncut version. I'm just being for real. Um, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this.